Hi there, this is Andy the Mechanic, and you're watching V10 Diesel Touareg Episode 2. In the last episode, we modified a rolling cart to support this beast of an engine and began the install of this loony Volkswagen power plant. I got as far as hanging the engine, and that's where I left it. Today is the first warm and sunny day that we've had since, well, last fall. So I decided to do a little spring cleaning with the help of my three tiny humans. Without spoiling the ending, I will tell you that after making some great progress, I even estimated that I'd be ready to fire this thing up today. But we ran into a bit of a snag that creates a lot of extra work. If you look closely, you can actually see the point where my heart stops beating for half a second. And I sprout 3 new gray hairs. Stay tuned for the thrilling continuation of this V10 Diesel Touareg saga.
Is it recording anything?
Yep.
It's recording something?
Yep.
What is it recording?
Everything you do.
Oh. Hi. I'm just gonna, tell you that the reason why my sisters are out here in Pyro and Cali, I'm named Julian, and today me and my sisters kind of wanted to be out with my dad, so we're kind of in this video today. Bye.
So, putting this motor in, and I almost got it finished. I got the suspension all hooked up. I got a lot of the connectors up top and the hoses all connected. Came back underneath to put the drive shaft in, and I noticed a leak. Noticed a leak from the rear main seal. Now, the person who was supposed to be sealing this engine up apparently disregarded the first rule of while you're in there. Anytime you take an engine out or a transmission out of a vehicle, it's a big job. You should always do the rear main seal, and if it's an automatic transmission, do the front pump seal on the transmission. This person, even though this engine was leaking from pretty much everywhere else, it was leaking from pretty much everywhere. It was leaking really badly, really badly, and you can't get to anything without removing the engine. Like dumping oil everywhere, really badly. So it was leaking from pretty much everywhere. So I get to pull this engine back out, separate the engine and tranny, and replace the rear main seal. In order to do that, I started making a jig to hold the engine in the front subframe so that I could grab a hold of the transmission and separate it from the engine. Hopefully all that time spent making this jig will make it easier to do that job. Not sure if I'm going to put wheels on this thing or not. I think what I want to do is drop the engine or drop the vehicle down onto the jig, take out the 6 bolts, 8 bolts, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 bolts that hold the engine and transmission and subframe and all that stuff in. I'll undo those bolts while it's sitting on the jig, and then raise the vehicle up, and the jig will stay exactly where it is. Hopefully it doesn't move while I'm separating the engine and tranny. That way when I put everything back together, I can just drop it straight down. You know what, on second thought, separating the engine and tranny, it's going to move. I'm going to put wheels on it. Here's a basic overview of the jig. We have our main structure. I might cut off the back half of it just to make it easier to bring in my cherry picker from the back, and pick up the transmission and support it that way. But I made these uprights here. I've got a little, I don't know, thing sticking out the top of it to engage the holes here. I got some structural components here. Got a little sloppy with my welding, but it's melted together. It'll hold. And then I took the wheels off of my other stand that I've hacked and chopped and used so many times that I absolutely love, but it had to be sacrificed. So we'll stick the wheels down the bottom side, that way we can roll it around nice and easy, and hopefully it won't be too painful to get this job done. Luckily it's all still fresh in my mind because I just put it in. Now it should not be too hard to take back out. So that about does it for this episode. We got the engine back out. The jig is working really nicely. I should be able to get this thing separated and serviced and put back together without too much hassle. Stay tuned for the next episode. where I will split the engine from the transmission, change out all the necessary seals, and put it back together and stuff this thing back in.